back.
Thank you.
So this is a new show,
It's a new show, yeah.
and that basically lays out the premise of the show right there.
Yes, right there. My parents, who are baby boomers and fun-loving, are fiscally irresponsible and have to move into my house.
And it's the great Fran Drescher who plays your mother.
The great Fran Drescher.
She was here a couple weeks ago, and
I know. I got a text message that was sent into the subject matter of an email.
Yeah. I love her, and then meeting her was like sort of goosebumpy.
Yeah, it's.
Were you a fan of her?
Oh, I mean, yes. I'm a Jewish kid from Manhattan, so the nanny, having the nanny play my mom, it's like being Jewish royalty. In a lot of ways, like my kids' Hebrew school, they just call me and they're like, "Don't worry about tickets for the high holidays. The nanny's your mom. We got you."
Wow, opens doors like that for you.
The other day, I didn't even know I did this, but just from sitting on the couch, I got 3 separate cousins, 3 separate internships at Condé Nast.
Oh my God. Wow,
just from Fran Drescher playing my mom. Yeah.
You have 3 children.
I have 3 children.
And you raised them for a bit in L.A. and
Yes.
and now you're raising them in New York.
Yes.
What's the difference like for you?
Well, you have kids in New York, and I feel like now I have to do things to like guard them from the elements, prepare them, that it's going to be cold outside, and they don't want to even deal with that because they have lived in L.A. And so when in L.A. I'd be like, "It's a little cold outside, you might want to wear a jacket." They'd be like, "No." I'd be like, "All right, I don't care." Now I'm like, "It's cold outside, you want to put on a jacket?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "All right, suit yourself." And then as soon as we get outside, they're like, "It's freezing. Why would you do this to me?" I'm like, "All right, I'll go get you a jacket." And I go get the jacket, and I come back, I'm like, "You want the jacket?" And they're like, "No!" I'm like, what am I doing? But there's a lot more of that.
Yeah, it seems like a part of it that's worse. And then they get bossy because they are New Yorkers.
Yeah, no, well, yes. Now they tell everybody, like, my son loves to go, "You know the water here? Amazing." I'm like, he loves that bit of information. He loves to tell people that the reason the pizza and the bagels are good is because of the water.
This is something just had its 5-year anniversary, and your co-host for this great moment in television history was Ben Schwartz, who was here last week.
Yes.
You were a one-night host of the Late Late Show.
Yes.
In the period between Craig Ferguson doing the show and James Corden taking the show over.
Which was a very dark period in all of our lives.
It was a very short,
universally,
and different guest hosts on different days.
Yeah, sometimes it was like once John Mayer and once Whitney Cummings and a bunch of very very established people, Regis Philbin. And then the last night, I did it.
Yeah. And it was, it
went horribly.
Yeah. But it's fascinating television. I would argue it did not go horribly.
I would argue that, too.
Yeah.
Everyone else argues against me.
Let's show a little bit of just you introducing it, and then we'll talk about it.
Oh, God.
As far as Late Late Show guest hosts are concerned, I'm an odd choice. Not a great fit. I've never been on CBS before. I don't even really watch CBS, but I do have 2 living Jewish grandmothers and a father-in-law all over 60, so someone related to me is always watching this network. CBS could not give a fart about what I'm doing.
So that was basically... And is it true? You mentioned Whitney and Regis, who hosted it the same week as you. Is it true that you flew on the same flight out to New York?
Yeah, we all showed up at the airport on Monday because they wanted us all to be in New York for the week, and I realized something was different right away when they were like calling like the aisles of where you're sitting on the plane, and the 3 of us were in like a discussion, and then the 2 of them got up and went when they said business class, and I was like, "Oh, right." Oh, right. I sit right here. And then I had to walk by them on the airplane all the way back after 3 minutes previous telling them that I had the same job as them.
Sure, yeah.
They were doing. It was really bad, but on my way back, Regis, I did yell out, "Go get him!" Which was nice, knowing that he meant go get him, like to row 36D.
You also, on top of everything else, There was a snowstorm that day.
Yes, there was a blizzard.
So you didn't have guests.
I didn't have guests. By the way, I just saw myself on the monitor. I'm wearing the same thing Edie Falco was wearing.
It's now that you mention it,
It's the same exact
it's
thing.
really close.
Bizarre.
And you know what? Like, I feel like for certain people in showbiz, you worry about that. Like, I hope I don't.
I didn't think about it once
Of
today.
course not.
I was like, I guarantee I won't be wearing the same thing as Carmela Soprano. Turns out I was dead wrong. Also, I am giving off a very strong vibe that I am one of the directors of Uncut Gems that ate the other one.
That's a very good Safdie joke.
It's a small Safdie joke. You don't have to get it. It's for me and the Jews that run Hollywood.
And then it's fine. It's time they get something nice.
No,
something for them.
It's so hard for a Jew to break into Hollywood. It's just not our,